morning. Welcome to the Virtual Career Lounge, helping you be a greater you. I'm your host, Darius Carlo. I am a program coordinator here at Love Our Youth. This lounge is designed to help middle school students prepare for life after high school because failing to plan is planning to fail. But before we get into today's topic, which is Introduction to Career Exploration, I just want to give a special shout out to the sponsor of the Career Lounge, which is EXL, a leading data analytics and digital operations and solutions company. You can learn more about EXL at exlservices.com. Thanks to their support and sponsorship, we are able to bring this lounge to you at no cost. Just a little bit of information about us. Who is Love Our Youth? We are a local 501c3 in the Orlando area. We provide programming for youth, and our mission is to leverage the power of collaboration to uplift and empower our youth and their families within our community. Before we kick off today's topics, I just want to allow our panelists to introduce themselves.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Chase Rydell. I'm the Senior Assistant Vice President of Integrated Revenue Management Program Delivery here at EXL. I've got around 15 years of experience in the industry. I've worked for everything from small startup organizations to globally recognized service giants topping 2 billion in annual revenue. Prior to my healthcare experience, I served in the U.S. Navy as a gunner's mate and a rescue swimmer. So look forward to chatting with you guys today. Michelle, I'll hand it over to you for intro.
Hi, everybody. I'm Michelle Kittle. I am a registered nurse certified case manager, and I am the Senior AVP of Clinical Case Management here at EXL. I oversee our clinical services for case management for our clients, and I'm really excited to be here. I am based in Ohio. I've had quite an interesting journey to get to this point in my career. Like many nurses, started off in the hospital, did a lot of different things throughout my career to bring me to this space today. I'm really excited to talk with you all and share a little bit. Over to you, Nikhil.
Thank you, Michelle. And my name is Nikhil Dhingra. I'm the Senior Vice President for our healthcare business here at EXL. Spent about 25 years in the industry working across various professional services firms across the world. I just wanted to say a quick note of thank you to Love Our Youth for allowing EXL to come and share these thoughts with you all today.
Thank you so much for being with us, all of you guys. We're going to jump into questions now. This is the exciting part. So, we're talking about career exploration. Why do you think it's important for teens to start early when it comes to career exploration?
Yeah, sure. If you guys don't mind, I'll take this one. So I think it's very important to start early. The sooner you begin to flesh out what you're interested in, what your skills and talents are that you can lend to the workforce, and what your longer term goals are, I think the sooner you can begin to chart and navigate that path to reaching those goals. So the earlier you start your planning, start your exploration, it'll just set you up for the long term.
Let me add one thing to that as well for the benefit of the audience. Another benefit for starting to plan early is simply that there are so many choices and options that exist today that didn't exist earlier. And similarly, there will be many career paths that will start developing in the near future that don't exist today. So, planning early, thinking about those options early gives you a little bit of momentum and the ability to consider different options, some of which are available, some of which will become available in the near future as the world around us changes. So, that's another benefit of starting early.
I'd like to add, you have time on your side. You're young, you're in a space where you can explore, and you may have a lot of opportunities. And this is a great time to start exploring the things that you enjoy doing. So in the younger years, it's no better time than now.
I agree. I think it is so important to start early. It's something that when we do start early, one, we may not be sure, and it's okay not to be sure. We have an opportunity to be able to go through the motions, learn some different things. Like many of us have already stated, this can be our opportunity to find really where our passion is. And when we find where our passion is, then many people say, and we've heard it said, when you find what you love to do, you just do it. It's not a job for you because you can just get up every single day and want to make an impact in the career that you chose. Now, I started with that question, but I do want to, at least for our audience to hear, is your personal story. What was your personal journey? Did you know you wanted to be a nurse? Did you know you wanted to go into the armed forces? Did you know? So, along those lines, if you want to share just a quick personal journey when we look at career exploration.
Yeah, sure. So I'll go first again here. So I've come from a long line of military, actually Navy, and so early on I knew I was really interested in going in to serve in the Navy, and you know, picking a job there. I wanted to do something that was fun. I spoke with a recruiter, ended up becoming a gunner's mate, and then later on a rescue swimmer. So two things that I was interested in. You know, firearms and swimming and staying fit and doing cool missions with search and rescue. So I knew I wanted to join the Navy from there. Had no idea what I wanted to do, but as I served my 4 years in the Navy, I matured quite a bit. You know, found some of those other interests and skills and talents that I had. And when I got out, I actually went to a career fair that was looking to hire veterans. And so that's how I found myself in the healthcare industry. To be honest, never thought I would have, you know, obtained a job where I'm, you know, as involved in business decisions, financial planning, and all that. But it was something that I learned that I was very interested in, and as I began to hone that skill and get better at it, and lend my, you know, talent and skill to the workforce, it just kind of stuck, and this is what I enjoy doing. So. Again, just knew early on I wanted to join the Navy, and then opportunity presented itself, and that's how I found myself in this industry. So, one takeaway from that is I would encourage everybody to keep all doors open, keep your mind open, go explore some things. You know, don't shoot it down if it's a desk job or if it's a corporate job. Explore it, learn a little bit about it, do a little bit of it, and you might find that you have some interest in liking into other things.
Very good. Anyone else like to share their journey?
I became a nurse after a long list of going to college and changing my majors. I thought I wanted to be a teacher. I thought I wanted to work in performing arts. And the more I learned, I exposed myself to those avenues. I realized it wasn't necessarily for me, but as a younger person, I was always very interested in medicine. And I had a knack for kind of coordinating things out of chaos. And I also had an aunt who was a nurse, and I admired her and I loved listening to her stories. I finally felt that I could do it, and I took a leap of faith and I applied. I actually got some good scholarships to go through nursing school. And I ended that journey a little bit older than my peers. But with that life experience and maturity, it set me up really well for the career that I have now. I began in the ICU at a academic medical center. And from there, I had learned so much, primarily through being open to new opportunities and being adaptable to the dynamics in our departments. And that's how I went from ICU nurse to leading a case management program for a multinational company.
My journey is a little bit different, Ariel, because I grew up, in a military household. My dad was in the military. My mom was a teacher. And in the very early days, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do professionally. So the only thing that we had been sort of told was, listen, you got to study hard, you got to work hard, and if you have questions, ask them. The benefit I think I had was being surrounded by people who were willing to answer those questions. Because in the first few years of my working life, I wasn't necessarily sure which direction my career was going to go in. But having that group of people around me, both in my friend circle, in my family circle, in the professional circle, who took the time to educate me about those options, I think was extremely valuable. I did find out a little bit later that I enjoyed working with people. I enjoyed working on problem solving. And so I gravitated towards this career in professional services, doing what I do today, but slightly different as a path, as a journey than my colleagues here, which just goes to show that each one of us as individuals have their own path, and the path that works for you, the path that works for your environment is really ideal for you. No two paths are alike, no two paths have to be alike, but you will find your path as long as you focused on things that matter. So that's the big thing from my journey.
That's awesome. So I love how we've gone really full circle here, because Chase understood early in life, hey, this is what I want to do because his family did it. There's some that all their families were nurses, all their families were police officers. We see that often. We see electricians and construction workers that it's just something that's handed down during our life, and we're like, we want to do this too because we saw our dad or our mom do it. But I love, what we also see is that just because you may not know now and you may not have what you're looking for now, is that it's never too late. You can start later in life. You can make decisions. Maybe you're doing something now, like we heard Christine say, is that, hey, wanted to be a teacher, and I wanted to do this, and I wanted to do that. But then I found where my passion and love was for. So don't give up. And then I love the last part of what was just shared is we all have a path for our life. What your path is different from what my path is. And don't use somebody else's. You don't want to compare yourself with somebody else's journey. Your journey is just for you. And as you go through this process of what you want to do, how you want to do it, remember that is that your path is yours and you make the choice on how you want to do it. So thank you guys for sharing that. I have another question that I was looking at, especially in the teenage realm, is how important is networking during career exploration? How important is that for teens that are looking now, high school kids that are looking now?
I'm going to take a stab at that. And I'm coming from this perspective as a mom of recent teens that are now in their college and their graduate school years. I think it's really important to find people that you trust and that you can latch onto as a, maybe they could be a mentor for you, and using that as an opportunity for networking. If you find that trusted person and you can share with them that, hey, I'm thinking about my future, have that conversation, be open to meeting people, and build that network, because that network, when you start working and amassing that group of people that you can count on and perhaps work with, that can really help you as you look to do things like maybe apply to a school, whether that's a trade program, whether it's university, or even other opportunities that can open doors for careers. But building that network now of people that you respect and admire, is going to really help serve you as you continue to carve out that path that you want for your future.
Yeah, well said, Michelle. And I'll add to that. And just to answer your question, I think building relationships is paramount, especially as you get started in your career exploration. Relationships will take you far. The more people that you meet, the more people that you build rapport with, the more opportunities that present themselves. So be aware of that as you meet people, whether they're in your industry or not. Make sure you make a good impression, and the larger your network is, again, like I said, the more opportunity that will present itself.
I think they've covered it well.
Yeah, no, definitely. So I love this mentorship. There's build trust. Relationships are key. Relationships are the key for success in everything that we do, especially when we're looking at career, because you never know who the person that you met with, that you sat with, a teacher, a trusted mentor that can provide an opportunity for what the future looks like. Now, looking at the future, looking at career exploration, what or what or how does AI play a role in career exploration, education, even moving forward? We know that ChatGPT is popular, but there's so many Gemini and many other AI platforms that our kids are using today. Do you guys have thoughts about that when we look at career exploration?
Yeah, I'll
So
take the first stab. So I think the AI can certainly enhance your ability to explore different careers. It gives you a lot of information at your fingertips. Many times in a chat style Q&A. So I think it enhances your ability to do so, but I would caution that you not substitute or augment your own rigor and what you like to do. Don't source that out to AI. Make sure it's something that you feel deep down that you'd like to do or that you'd like to explore, and then take the step away from the technology. And as Nikhil mentioned, he had a circle of professionals that he could talk to and answer questions for him. I would strongly encourage that, when you find a career field that you're interested in, seek out some folks, whether it's on LinkedIn or whether it's through your own personal networks, and seek out some folks and sit down with them, ask them some questions. Generally, people love to talk about themselves and give information to folks who are interested. So use AI to help kind of answer some questions and maybe do some searching for you. But certainly don't substitute getting out there and actually talking to people, and if you can, experience the job yourself.
The AI question is an interesting one, right, Dario? It's here to stay. It's a part of our life, and it's going to continue becoming an even more integrated part of everything we do, whether it's personal or professional. So the way I would, add to what was just said was the fact that it's extremely critical for all of us to have a very good understanding of what artificial intelligence is, and how it can play a role in our personal and professional lives. And that will keep evolving. This is an area that is so mainstream already, changing at such a fast speed already, that it will keep evolving. And I think that regardless of the career path that anyone takes, it is going to be a fairly significant part of the work they do and how they do it. The combination of human intelligence, native human intelligence, plus artificial intelligence, which was the point Chase was making, I think is the most important equation. So, a high level of understanding of AI in the fields that you operate in, as a complement or an augmented tool, is really, I think, the core message that you're going to hear all of us echo.
Yeah, I love that. It's something that I believe is really important. Is yes, AI is there. Yes, it can lead us and ask a lot of questions, but nothing beats in person speaking with someone, because as we discussed earlier, when we're looking at career exploration, when we're looking at networking, when we're looking at all those things, we need to be able to have a conversation with someone, not a chat box. And that conversation leads to relationship and rapport building. And when we have those relationships, there's open doors, especially in a job market where, depending on what you're wanting to do in life, can be so cumbersome because everybody's going for the position. So how can you stand out? Many times it's through your relationship that opens up a door for you. One thing that I love, and Chase, I heard this in what you said, not that you actually said it, but your hobbies of guns and swimming led you to the career path that you looked at. How does hobbies and extracurricular activities help play a role in career exploration?
Yeah, sure. And I think you alluded to this earlier. You never work a day in your life if you enjoy what you do, right? And so, if you enjoy something, try and see, what career fields there are. If you enjoy hiking, can you be a guide? How cool would that be? If you enjoy flying, go be a pilot. Take those interests that you have along with skills and talents and see where you can apply those in the workforce. Another is ask other experienced professionals, get some insight into those career fields. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think if you leverage what you enjoy doing and try and apply that to the workforce, that's going to serve you well.
I wanted to share just briefly the hobbies that you have and the things that you enjoy doing. You'd be surprised at how um, wide and far a career in health could take you. I would have never thought that when I was starting out my career in an ICU at an academic medical center, that one day I would be weighing in on technology as a clinician, as a clinical SME. And that tapped into my love for tech. I kind of geek out with it. And so those sides of my personality were able to be utilized to help build tools and solutions that clinicians use today in care delivery models. So my message is, don't be closed-minded on your career. It's amazing what you actually can do in these various fields.
Yeah, that's so amazing. Very, very true. Because many times we look at the job as a nurse or an electrician or IT, and we think of it limited, and we put it in a box. And sometimes our box is too small for what really is there. But if we can come out of that and be able to see that there's more opportunities, whether, as Michelle mentioned, is it in tech, through nursing, which no one may think, well, how does those two come together? Or was it a love for supporting someone, and now you find that support and that care for somebody else, and now that propels you into a future that you never thought of. So not being closed-minded, being open-minded, and not limiting ourselves to the chair we sit in today. Like, we all sit in the chair today, but no matter what our age is, there's still change that can happen. As Nikhil mentioned, we're at the base of AI. We're at the front end of a lot of these things. So imagine the new jobs that are coming. We can't even possibly imagine what that'll look like, whether they're in tech, whether they're in armed forces, and how all of that comes together. So I think these are really, really awesome questions that we've had. And I'd like to, I guess, end here. If you had to tell your teenage self something about your career, what would it be? What would the advice be to your 15, 16, 17-year-old self?
I am going to take this to start. I would tell the young Michelle, don't be afraid to fail. Fail is not a bad word. Failure is an opportunity to learn. And I find that a lot of young people, they hold back because they're afraid of not doing something perfectly the first time. Allow yourself to have that experience and allow yourself to be that newbie doing something. Allow yourself to fall and skin your knees and fail. You get back up, you keep going.
Awesome. Chase?
Yeah, I'll add. I would tell the young Chase, to be intentional with his decision making and to commit himself 100% to the decisions that are made. There's a lot of things going on in front of us, a lot of different paths we can take, and sometimes you look at all those and it's analysis paralysis. So what I would say is, do your research, think it through, make an intentional decision, and then give it 100%. Give it everything you've got. There's no plan B.
I would tell the young Nikhil three things. Whatever you do, learn something from it, contribute something to it, and have fun. That's it.
That's awesome. And
Well
myself,
said.
I just had to answer this question, and it was similar to Michelle. I said, don't give up, don't quit. But then when I really look back and have time to think about the question, there's one other thing that I look at, is that sometimes in life we make mistakes, but none of those mistakes are wasted. Use those as opportunities to propel you to make yourself the best you can be. Even when we start this, we say we're believing in you that you could be the greatest you can be. You make the decision. Yesterday's mistake cannot determine what tomorrow's future is for you. Only you can do that. You can pick yourself back up, dust your shoulders off, dust your knees off, and keep going. So this has been an awesome time. I'd like to thank our panelists for coming in and joining us in this conversation. Now I have one or two other questions that I want to ask you guys that have nothing to do with career exploration, but have everything to do, because these are my questions. I chose these. I use these all the time. So there's no judgment here. Maybe a little bit on my end, maybe. But I'm going to start with the first question. These are fun. Tea or coffee? Oh,
Tea.
tea.
Coffee, 100%.
I'm with Chase.
Yeah, I
Michelle,
like tea. I'm a tea person.
you're a tea person. Awesome. The next question I always like to ask is, what is your go-to comfort meal?
I think mine would be
Barbecue. Barbecue.
good. Yeah, mine would be macaroni and cheese.
That's barbecue. That can go along the same lines. It's there.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I like pizza. Pizza's my comfort food.
Yes. And for me, I'm Puerto Rican, and there's one thing that I love is that we make a beef stew and a chicken stew. And those things are amazing in my life. Those are my go-to comfort foods. And then the last question for today is, what is your favorite holiday and why? Uh-oh.
Uh, I'd have to go with Christmas. My family and I we didn't grow up in the United States, but we've been here 20, 25 years. And, we just love that time of the year. We bring the whole extended family together with all our friends. And that has to be the favorite holiday of the year for us.
I would say mine is probably July 4th. A lot of meaning behind July 4th, but it's also, just a great time, good time of year, summer, get out, hit the lake, go to the pool, do whatever. It's a 3-day weekend, so you're able to get together with friends and family. Always have a good time on July 4th.
I love Thanksgiving. That is my favorite holiday. It's low pressure, family, and just enjoying one another's company. And of course, football. Football on Thanksgiving.
There we go. Very, very true. And
Yes.
like Nikhil, I love Christmas. It's my favorite time. I love the idea of a time of giving. It's not, for me, it's not about receiving, but it's how can we give? How can we add value to somebody's life through what we do and how we do it. So I'd like to thank all of you, all the panelists that have joined us today for our Career Lounge. It has been an awesome time going into the introduction or intro into career exploration. Again, special shout out to EXL, a leading data analytics and digital operations solutions company. You can learn more about EXL at exlservices.com. Thanks to their support, we are able to bring this lounge to you at zero cost. We look forward to seeing you at the next Career Lounge session. All our sessions are on this YouTube channel, so make sure you smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. You can watch the playlist, and don't forget to just continue to focus on, we heard today, is where you want to go, how you want to do it. Be open-minded. Don't give up. Thank you guys again for joining us.